find a friend, bring your team, and start making your way up. We're going to get started in 5 minutes.
wait for the other guy to talk about.
Just so you know, you're on the corner of the live stream right now.
My milkshake brings all the boys to the yard, and they're like, it's better
on. Good evening. Good evening, Bangkok, DevCon, Thailand, Southeast Asia. How's everybody doing tonight? All right, so we're gonna get started. Come on up. I gave you that warning about 10 minutes ago. Hopefully you got a nice refreshment. Come on, we got some nice seats up here. It'll be great. So how's everybody's DevCon going so far? Good DevCon? Official day one. Nice, nice. What a week for Ethereum. This is exciting. All right. If you can hear me in the back, say Ethereum. Nice, nice, nice. All right, show of hands. Who did something today on chain? I can't see, the lights are so bright, but it looks like a lot of hands. Nice, very cool. All right, so we're gonna get started tonight. You know, some very, very base builders we've been meeting with on this world tour. We started in Kenya, in Nairobi, met a number of amazing African builders, saw a number of great projects. Then we just moved on to India and Bangalore. Cracked builders there as well, very based, very building lots of great stuff on Ethereum. And now we're here in Southeast Asia, both to connect with amazing builders from all 11 countries across Southeast Asia, and of course be here to celebrate Ethereum for DevCon, an amazing opportunity. So thank you all for coming, and we're gonna get it going. So when I say ETH, you say Ethereum. ETH. ETH. All right, when I say Giga, you say gas. Giga. Giga. All right, when I say on-chain, you say Kit. On-chain. On-chain. All right, one more. When I say EIP 77, you say 55. 77. 77. All right, nice, that's right. So hopefully everybody's having an amazing DevCon, an amazing time. We're gonna get going. Jesse's gonna come up and share a little bit more about what's happening at Base and in the broader Ethereum ecosystem. Then we have Mind to come up that will host a builder panel with some very cracked Southeast Asian builders. And then of course, last but not least, we'll share some of the winners from the Base Southeast Asia Buildathon. So big round of applause. Without further ado, let me introduce Jesse Pollock to the stage. Oh, I need a clicker. There it is. Hello, everybody. One more. If you can hear me in the back, say bass. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm so honored to be here in this. I mean, look at this view. This is incredible. Is this what they call a normal bar in Bangkok? Yeah, this is like the most beautiful bar I've been to in my entire life. We have been traveling around the world for the last 11 days. Like Tom said, we went to Kenya. We met incredible builders there. We went to India and Bangalore. We played football. I hurt my wrist and limped for 3 days. We met incredible builders there. And then we got on the plane and we flew to Bangkok. And we have now been here for 3 days. And wow, this is an incredible city. If you're from Bangkok or you're from Thailand, can you just like raise your hand and make some noise? Let's go! Yeah, it's a really, really incredible city and country, and we're so honored to be here. Thank you for having us in your city. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for believing in a better future, an on-chain future. And what I want to do today is I want to talk a little bit about why we're here, what we're building, where we're going, and how we're going to do it. And I want to just preface all of that by saying we are in Bangkok right now, but we've spent the last 3 weeks celebrating Southeast Asian builders. And we have seen so much energy from across this region. From Thailand, of course, but also from Singapore, from Philippines, from Vietnam, from Indonesia. The energy of builders who we've been meeting in person here, who we've been meeting on the internet, on Twitter and TikTok and Farcaster and Telegram, it's contagious. The smiles, the laughs, the ideas, the creativity, it has blown me away. And it's not just the last 3 weeks. It's been building for a year. We've seen incredible products being built on Base from Southeast Asia, like coins, like ETHLOS, We've seen incredible community meetups all across the region. I think we've had like 12, this says 12, but last I checked it was more like 18. And not just that, we're also seeing real world use cases. I mean, literally right now in Thailand around DevCon, people are paying at merchants with a Thai bot stablecoin and showing the world that payments on are 10x better than the way we've been doing it. Like, if that's not what we're here for, if that's not what we're building, come on! That's amazing! Let's go! And so we've had incredible community, we've had incredible products, we've had incredible use cases, but honestly the thing that has blown me away the most has been the people. Oh, the people. And this is just a smattering of examples, but the people again and again and again and again have showed up with positivity, with brilliance, with creativity, and with energy to build a better future. And that's what gets me going. People sometimes ask me, Jesse, I saw you on Twitter at 6 a.m. last night, I saw you on Twitter at 12 a.m. the night before, I saw you at DevCon all day, how do you do it? And there's one thing that I do, which is I spend all day with builders. And spending time with builders who are radiating electricity in the form of energy is like a recharge for me. It gets me so fired up, it gets me so excited, and the people on this screen and the people in this room, that's what I've been feeling for the last 3 weeks, for the last 3 days, and hopefully for the many, many, many years ahead. Because today's just the beginning. And I want to talk a little bit about why today is just the beginning and what we are building to. And ultimately, really, this is the question of, we talk a lot about this word on-chain, but why? Why are we building an on-chain future? And it boils down to the simple fact that today's systems, they're just not working. Raise your hand if you're a creator who's put their content and creativity on a Web 2 platform and then has felt undervalued for your work and not paid for it. Seeing some raised hands. Raise your hand if you're a developer and you've been frustrated because you've had to go through an arbitrary review process from Apple, or you've had to pay 30% of your revenue to Apple. More hands. Raise your hand if you've been unable to access a product because you don't have the right phone, or because you were born in the wrong place, or you're a citizen in the wrong place. The internet today is broken. And it's broken because it's built on centralized systems where a small number of players have outside control, and they can use that control to deplatform us, to take the value from our creativity, and to choose who gets to access the best tools and make it an uneven playing field for people across the globe. And that's what we're trying to fix when we're building on-chain. We are trying to build a new internet that works better for everyone. An internet that's by the people, for the people. An internet where if you're a creator and you bring your creativity on-chain, you're gonna earn for it. And if you're a developer and you want to build something incredible, there are no walled gardens. There's no 30% tax. You build on an open economy. And if you are just an everyday person, regardless of where you are born, regardless of where you live, regardless of what phone you have, you get the same access to the same incredible products and the same level playing field of the global on-chain economy that we are building together. That's the future that we're building, and that is why on-chain. Yeah, come on! And so that's on-chain. And we're all excited about it, but why base? All of you on the first night of DevCon raised your hands and said, hey, we want to go here. And my gut tells me that it wasn't just a coincidence. It's that all of y'all have somehow triangulated over the last year of existence of base that this is your space too. And that these are your people too. And ultimately, all of that starts with what I believe is a shared vision and mission that all of us have. And that is the vision of bringing the world on chain. 1 million builders, 1 billion people, $1 trillion of assets. and doing that by building a global on-chain economy that increases innovation, creativity, and freedom. This is our why. This is why every morning I get out of bed, I show up, I meet builders, I listen, I learn, I try and figure out how I can help them. And my gut tells me that if I polled random people in this room, their why would be something similar. And their what might look different. They might be doing different things, building in a different way, community, creativity, an app, something else. But their why would be the same. All of you want to be here with us, building this better economy that's going to work better for our friends, for our families, and for our communities. And that's exactly what we are building on Base. And there's a few things that we're doing to make that happen. The first is that we are making it incredibly fast and cheap to build on Base. Because if it's not fast and it's not cheap, it's not going to work. And so right now, every transaction on Base is less than a second, less than a cent, and it's just going to keep getting cheaper, it's just going to keep getting faster. The second thing is that we are building a vibrant ecosystem that is bigger than any one company. This is not about Base, this is not about Coinbase, this is not about me, this is about all of us. And it's all of us bringing our brilliance to build an economy that is bigger than any one person. And then the third thing is that it's going to be an open economy. It's going to be built open source. It's going to be built on open standards. And it's going to be built with open markets that anyone can participate in. Again, regardless of where you're born, regardless of where you live. And I gotta say, it's been a pretty good 2024. Literally, a year ago, Base barely existed. There was zero. Like, no one was using Base because it did not exist. And now here we are, and thanks to all of the hard work of the people in this room, Base exists. And not only does Base exist, but we're about to cross $10 billion of assets that are secured by Base. We're processing millions of transactions every day, and on yesterday, we crossed 1 billion transactions that all of us have either built apps for or actually transacted to make happen. We've paid out millions of dollars to creators and tens of millions of dollars to developers, small and large, and every single month, there are literally thousands and thousands and thousands of builders like the people in this room, who are raising their hand, who are writing code, who are building communities, who are putting their creativity on chain to build this better future with us. And it's not just numbers. We've also done a lot of cool things. We did On-Chain Summer. Raise your hand if you participate in On-Chain Summer in some way. Woo! We're running it back next year. It's going to be 10 times as big, 10 times as many people getting on chain. It's going to be all of us. We've done Base around the world. This trip has been incredible. We've met so many amazing builders. We built On-Chain Kit, we had Basecamp, we did base names. Everywhere you look, someone is doing something based and feeling and creating a culture that is the foundation of the Base economy. But I have some good news and I have some bad news. The bad news is that we're very, very early. We've been on this trend for the last decade where we've been building slowly, 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 and it's still early. But the good news is that we're close. We are so close to getting the infrastructure and the identity and the wallets and the chain costs down such that we finally have the tools to build consumer products that are going to take us from here to here. And in doing that, are going to bring billions of people on chain into a new economy that makes their lives better. And that gives them a reason to believe in a better future that all of us are building. Because we cannot get here alone. We can only get here together. With all of us, with everyone I see nodding their head and shaking their head and saying, yes, I am here. I am here to build this economy with you. And so as we look ahead, that's 2024. It's been a banger 2024. We're up here in Bangkok on the 32nd floor, but our job's not finished. It's still day one. And we got a lot in store. And so I want to talk through a few things that Base is doing. And then I'm going to wrap it up, and we're going to hear from an incredible set of local builders from Bangkok, from Thailand, from around Southeast Asia, about what they're going to be doing in 2025. That hopefully will be a massive inspiration for all of us. So the first thing that we're going to be doing is that we're going to keep making the base economy work for everyone, everywhere. And there's two things that we're doing to enable that. The first, and the one that I'm most excited about, is we are going to get local stablecoins for every single country in the world. So I talked about the Thai baht stablecoin, but that's not the only one. We're going to have an Indonesian rupee stablecoin. We're going to have a Singapore dollar stablecoin. We're going to have a stablecoin for every country, because at the end of the day, every country and every person deserves their sovereignty. And they deserve to be able to use this technology platform to make their country better, their economic system better. Their systems that are broken work better on chain. And it's not something that's going to be dollarized. It's something that's going to be personalized and localized and give everyone the right to build on-chain in their own local currency. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to make it so there's on and off ramps everywhere, and that they're fast, they're cheap, and ideally they're one-to-one. So you can go directly from your local currency to a local currency stablecoin and not even think about it. And then from that local currency stablecoin, you can very, very quickly and cheaply swap into dollars or Ethereum or gold or Bitcoin or whatever you want, because every asset will live in the base economy. And that's the two big pillars. Yeah! Those are the two big pillars that we're going to drive to make it so the base economy works for everyone. And one note on that. There are 13 countries that we've rolled up into Southeast Asia for this conversation. And right now, we have local currency stablecoins that we've identified in 3 of them. In Singapore, in Indonesia, and in Thailand. We need all 13. And so if you are a builder working on a stablecoin project, or you are well connected in your local community, and you know someone who's building a local stablecoin for your local currency, please scan this QR code, reach out to me, reach out to Sam and Kabir who are sitting up here. We want to invest, we want to support, we want to lift you up, we want to help you get distribution, we want to make that local currency stablecoin work for you and your communities. So that's the first thing. The second thing that we're going to do is we're going to make Base work for devs. Because it needs to be incredibly easy to build on chain. Because that's how we're going to make that next wave of consumer applications come to life. We're going to do this by making it really easy to build with identity, with base names, by making it so you don't have to worry about any of the complexity of building on-ramps or cross-chain with the smart wallet. Users can just onboard with a fingerprint and everything works. And by building tooling like on-chain kit, so you can literally go from never having written code to building a fully on-chain app with every single feature you need and no backend in less than an hour. It's going to be incredibly powerful to build on Base. And the more feedback all of y'all can give us about what tools are missing and how we can help you be more successful, the faster we'll be able to make these tools come together. Now, just double-clicking on one of those things, the third thing we're going to do in 2025 is we're going to make wallets disappear. It's no longer going to be this scary thing where whenever you onboard a friend, not only do you have to onboard them and it's painful and takes time, you also have to sit them down and give them the talk, which is don't fuck up or you're going to lose all your money. That is not a sustainable equilibrium. We cannot expect to onboard 1 billion people if every single person we have to sit down and give that talk, because we scare them away and they get confused and they're like, that crypto thing, it's not for me. And so in 2025, we are going to make wallets just work. They're going to be easy, they're going to be fast, they're going to be cheap, they're going to be secure, and they're going to be so trustworthy that you're going to feel more secure having your money on chain than having it in your bank account. And I know that that might seem crazy to people that's possible, but it's 100% possible. We have the technology, we have the platform, we just need to do the work. And that's what we're going to do in 2025. The fourth thing we're going to do is we are not going to stop scaling Base. Because at the rate that Base is growing right now, unless we 10 to 100x in 2025, it's going to get expensive and it's going to push people out. And so every week we're going to keep scaling Base. And we're going to keep making it so if you're a developer, you can subsidize gas in a really cheap way. And if you're a user, you don't have to think about transaction fees. You just get secure, easy transactions without worrying about the cost. Because that's the only way we can bring every single person on chain. And then the last one, and this is a new one, but I'm increasingly convinced is one of the most important things we are doing, is we are going to get to work for creators. Because if you look at the last decade, creators have been the lifeblood of the internet. They've created the memes that power popular culture. They've created the TikTok videos and the Instagram videos that all of us spend hours watching. They've shared all of the information on X and Wordcast that actually lets us know what's happening in the world. But despite all of that, creators are locked into centralized platforms where they don't control their networks, where they can be deplatformed at any time, and where they make less than 10% of the total profits that those platforms are making from advertising on their creativity. It is not acceptable, and we need change. And so in 2025, the base team is going to be working night and day to give creators tools to bring their content on chain and to understand how powerful it is to have ownership over their network and to know that they can never be deplatformed and to literally earn 10 times more revenue for their creativity on chain than they earn off chain today. And so if that doesn't get you fired up, I don't know what does. But I just want to say it's time to get building. This is not something that I can do, that the base team can do, that any one team can do alone. It's all of the people in this room who've raised their hands and said, we are ready to build the future. We need you to build that future, because you know better than us what that future looks like. But I do see a lot of things being built, and I want to share 3 things that I'm thinking about that I think are important as you're building in 2025. The first is that I want people to make something people want. In crypto, it's been too easy for the last 5, 10 years to get distracted by tokens and prices and all of this noise. And I think at times we've lost sight of the fact that unless we are building something people want, maybe that's a product or it's content or it's community, unless we're building something people want, nothing matters. And the way we can do that is by showing up every day with an open mind, ready to take whatever we're building to a small number of people to listen, to learn, and to figure out how to make it better. And so if you're building a product, do that. If you're building a community, find your people. But find the thing that you can bring to the world that leverages your unique perspectives to solve a problem for people, for businesses, for some part of your community, and make something people want. The second thing is that we need to build really, really easy to use experiences. And we finally have the tools. We have low-cost L2s, we have simple smart wallets, we have powerful on-chain identity and social graphs. But I think we've, for a long time, said like, oh, this is good for crypto. And that does not fly anymore. We can't say this product is good for crypto and expect to be successful. We are competing head-to-head with companies that have spent hundreds of billions of dollars building meticulous products that are optimized to capture our attention and to keep us there. And if we want to beat them, we need to build better products. And it's possible. But we need to stay focused on building things that are incredibly easy to use, and we need to stay focused on making it better day after day. And then the third thing is bring people on chain. Like, there is nothing more powerful for understanding whether you're making something people want that's dead simple to use than taking whatever you built and taking it to a friend or to a family member or to a random person on the street and be like, hey, can you try and use this? And then just watch them and see what happens. And try with different things. Get someone to do a payment, get someone to mint something, get someone to create something. But take the time to bring people on chain. Because not only are you going to learn something, which will help you build better, help you build faster, you're also going to contribute to the work.
which is the work of taking the 5 billion people who are not on chain today and introducing them to this global economy that we're building that's going to change their lives for the better, but right now feels a little bit scary. But if all of us do the work, and all of us show up day after day to find that friend and bring them on chain, it's going to happen a whole lot faster than we expect. And before we know it, the entire world's going to be on chain. And so, I guess all I got to say to close this is keep building and stay based. And when I stay based, I want to define it clearly. Being based means doing the right thing even when it's tough. It means working hard, because it's not going to be easy to change the world and to replace all of these old systems that are slowing us down and frustrating us. It means being optimistic, because it requires us to believe in a better future to build it. It means pushing boundaries with creativity, because we're not going to get there unless we think outside the box. And finally, it means putting the team over the individual, because this is not work we can do alone. And so thank you all. Thank you for being here. Thank you for building our base. Thank you for contributing. And thank you for helping us build this incredible on-chain economy. Now I do have one more thing, and it's not a cool new feature release, but we have an incredible group of people from the base core team tonight. And many of these people, like 10 of them have been flying around the world with me and meeting builders. And a bunch, I think like 50 maybe, from the rest of the team flew in over the last 2 days just to be here with all of you, to be here at DevCon. And I want to just quickly, if you're on the base team, can you raise your hand and people can just look around? Amazing. Say hi. And then if you want to, I'm going to leave this on the screen for a little bit, and you can take a picture of it as we're setting up the next stage, just so you can see who does what. Because one of the most important things is making sure that the right people in our team meet the right people on your team, so we can help you be more successful. And we have people from product, from engineering, from grants, from strategy, from marketing, from business, from community, from DevRel, from USDC, from wallet, from design, and most importantly, from recruiting. Because we are hiring. We're hiring country leaders in every country around the world, and we are hiring engineers, product managers, marketers, designers, literally any role to join the base core team. And so if you're excited about base, if you need help, find one of these people, and they're going to help you out. And so with that, thank you all again for being here. Keep going. Stay safe. Thanks, everybody.
Nice, nice. All right, one more round of applause for Jesse and that very base message he shared with us. So we're going to keep it moving as we set up for our panel, and just wanted to share a couple thoughts as we get going for the panel. Base sombraptukon. All right. And of course, base untuk Samoa. All right. And of course, base Chao Manui. I'm trying. All right. Nice. That's bases for everyone. And if you speak a language that I haven't said it in, come find me afterwards and teach me how to say it in your language. That would be very based of you.
Yeah.
Nice. So as we're waiting for the panel to get up here, one thing that came up in a few conversations that I had yesterday was a challenge that we wanted to share with all of you. It's a one-word challenge: onboarding. Onboarding. So much of what Jesse talked about was around, bringing new people on chain, making something that people want, solving a real problem, and competing with the excellent user experiences that we see in Web 2. So the very simple challenge is take your app that you're building, you're closer to it than you think, show it to a friend, a family member, somebody that hasn't used it before, and you can only say one sentence, and then you have to zip up and not say anything and observe them onboard to your app. All right, this is like a quick and dirty, like guerrilla usability test. You'll see 1, 2, maybe 3 things that you can improve. So improve that in your app and then come share it with the base team, because it's all about onboarding. That's very, very important. Of course, the next step is retention, but we'll get there. Start with onboarding. So we're going to get going with a really great panel. Mind, product design on base, is going to be sharing. She's grown up in Bangkok. Again, big round of applause for all the base builders. All right. Going up.
Hi everyone, can you hear me? How is everyone feeling? Are you hyped? From Jesse's talk and Tom's talk. Yeah, my name is Mine, and I'm a product designer on Base. And today I'm very excited to be hosting a panel with our three incredible builders who work relentlessly to bring people on chain and update the system with us. And without further ado, I would like to invite our three panelists, Atom, Nine, and William. Onto the stage. Let's give them another round of applause. All right. Let's start by giving us a quick introduction about yourself, your project, and maybe one sentence about what you do.
So hi everyone, it's so exciting to be here, and the speech from this is so hit up. I think so excited. So my name is William. I'm from Indonesia. So I built a centralized crypto exchange since 11 years ago. It's called Indodex, and currently the biggest crypto exchange in Indonesia, and also regulated as well. So since the early of this year, we're also helping the teams from IDRX, Nathanael, Wildan, and everyone in here. So basically, we're building a stable coin in Indonesian currency, rupiah, and of course, it's on Base.
So hi, my name is Nai. I'm also a fellow Thai here. So I'm the founder of Symmetry and also a humble servant of Base Thailand. So we're helping Base to get more builders and onboard more creators from Thailand. Let's go!
And the last one here. So hi guys, I'm Tom. I'm from CB10X. I'm a product lead. And yeah, so this year we actually launched our Ruby wallet, which is the Thailand first stablecoin wallet, and it's on Base. So very excited.
Awesome. Let's get started with the first question. How would you describe the perception of crypto in your local market? So Indonesia, Thailand, and maybe in general in Southeast Asia.
So in Indonesia in general, mostly to be honest, currently people are the perspective of crypto is still for speculative. So, but we can see that it's starting to develop. People start building. So, few weeks ago, we also helping Base to help the Buildathon in Indonesia, and we viewing 20 teams joining the hackathon in Indonesia. So we see the perspective is started to change from people only speculating in crypto or in meme coins and all pump and dump scheme in crypto, but more people understand now that what is the intrinsic value of blockchain, what is blockchain for, and there is a huge opportunity for builders, for anyone in the world. They can gain something if, let's say, they use blockchain in everyday life. So it's of course, and see the past 1 week, the pump of all the crypto assets, creating more attention for all the people in Indonesia as well to more jump into the ecosystem of crypto. But it's slowly getting there that people start to build, and they understand that we are not only in Web2 world, but there is a new innovative movement called Web3.
Yeah, just want to echo, before touching on Thailand, just want to echo what William said there about attention, right? I think, to be very honest, the crypto is always associated with speculation, a bit of pumps and all that stuff, but it's always a necessary evil to attract more talent to the space, right? And with the market uptick, I think it does help to onboard more builders, potentially more people to come to the space, more talent, and I think that helps to grow the industry as a whole.
Yeah, so I think I've been in crypto space since 2021, and and in that year, like not many of us like actually like know about crypto too much, right? Like I just like searched on the internet like just to like learn about the crypto overall, and there's not much information out there. But then like fast forward to like today, like we can see that there are so many like sub community like in Thailand also, like whether it's like the one that Nai built or like it's like the sub NFT community like Paji Thailand and many more. And right now we have like best event here today. So I think like all of the infrastructure as well as like the event that is like being hosted in the sub community has helped Thailand a lot in like increasing the number of like builders who's building in the space as well as like improving like the knowledge of like how we can like create protocols or like products on blockchain overall. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like speculation. People like to say it as like it's like an evil known as a tree, but it's not always the case because it brings more people, brings more awareness, and it's also embedded as a feature in a lot of products.
Yeah, but then who doesn't love all-time high, right?
Yeah, and we talked about like 3D building and also infrastructure. We'd love to touch upon that a bit. What's your kind of like perspective around like community building in Southeast Asia in general that we see it's like maybe unique to Southeast Asia?
So in Indonesia, the attention is, like I said before, is still very like people tends to think crypto is trading, is speculative, or maybe the fun stuff is meme coins, and like I can say like we probably have more than 100 of crypto communities in Indonesia, but I confidently say that probably 99% of them or 98% of them is still just focusing on the trading, whether it's spot trading, futures trading, or maybe how to get airdrop to maximize the profitability of airdrop, or just on that space. But like I also like founded a community as well in Indonesia to like started to encourage them to move from Web 2 to Web 3, building something from for the existing Web 2 developers to Web 3. Because my thesis is very simple. I experienced this by myself actually. But before crypto, I think I was nothing. I was just like random developers, random dev shop back then. But because of the crypto, it opened so many possibilities. There is no way that I can go in these states, meet so many incredible people here if there is no crypto. I think so. This value should be spread amongst all the developers, especially in Indonesia as well. Currently, I know that everyone is already like being absorbed in the Web 2 ecosystem with all the hype around the startups, all the people trying to be a unicorn, be a founders in Web 2 space. But more and more we can see that in the Web 2 industry, it's also more and more, how to say, dry. The liquidity in Web 2 is also decreasing. So a lot of like layoff happening in the Web 2 ecosystem as well. So Web 3 definitely can change the ecosystem. I mean, there's a lot of opportunity in Web 3, so we encourage everyone to like, at least if you already develop something in Web 2, start learning about Web 3 and Ethereum and Base.
Building on chain and Web 3 is definitely global from day one, so that's like definitely very. Would you agree with?
Yeah, so I can go first. So I think from our experience helping to run Base Thailand, there's a lot of things that we noticed, right? And one of the biggest misconceptions about Web3 is you have to be a developer, you have to be technical, which is entirely not true. If you think about building products to companies on chain, it's not just about building the product itself, which is a technical part, that's just one piece of the puzzle. You also need growth, marketing, BD, people to make deals happen, people to acquire those users and get out there, put yourselves out in the spotlight. And I think there's a lot of moving pieces which people overlook. So I think that's one of the misconceptions we've been trying to correct is that, hey, if you want to come there on chain, it's not just about being a developer, but there's also other career paths, other things that you can actually be interested in. If you're interested in marketing, then hey, you can come and be a marketer in Web3. If you're keen on making deals happen, talking to people, mingling, trying to get to know other people and see how we can create value out of collaborations, then BD is probably for you. So I think we're trying to cultivate this community of not necessarily just builders, but I would like to use the term operators in the sense that it encompasses developers, builders, founders, everyone who can basically works in Web3, and we want to actually empower them and support them.
I think like I agree to like both of your approach. Like I think like one thing that I can see is like when we talk about community in like crypto space, like it's not just like the builder, but then rather like it's like people who has the same interest and they come together in order to like pursue into like that direction of like researching on their topic or whether it's just like to create something together. And I think we can see that from like whether like a group in the Discord, Telegrams, and many more. And we cannot see that from like a traditional like market. I think that this is something very special for like newcomers also because like they can have people tell them on what to learn and then how can they explore like the industry overall. And I think that's great for like onboarding new people into the chain.
Yeah, I just want to add on to what you said there. I think you really hit the nails that it said that like crypto is on-chain entirely is basically an industry on level playing field, right? And it's also a world of opportunity because coming from a country where there's a lot of politics, there's a lot of these corruption issues, like Web3 does open doors of opportunities for people who are actually looking for it. So if you put in the hours and you get ourselves out there, there's actually opportunity for you to not only build, but also to create things on chain, whether it's businesses, whether it's art, whether it's content. I think there's a lot of things that people can touch onto. And I think that is why Web3 has so much allure for the Thai people because it's an avenue for them to get from one place to another.
What do you think is like the biggest opportunities in Southeast Asia and also like local market and perhaps also biggest challenges to bring more people on chain and also more builders on chain?
I think that's a very like interesting and broad question. So like, how do we bring more people on chain? So I think like my answer will be into like two parts. So the first one is of course like the UX layer, right? I think like it's becoming much easier now because like I think like in 2021 when I want to like find new protocol, I have to go to like a dashboard, and it's not just like the dashboard that we have today. It's like a notepad of somebody like writing down like what's the new protocol that is being on chain. And it's become really hard to like do all the on-chain transaction. But then like fast forward to today, it's become much easier now, like with the Coinbase Smart Wallet or like other infrastructure that's being like developed by the great people out there. And that's of course the first layer, but then still there's a lot of things that can be improved on. If you imagine that can like old people or like my father and my mother, can they use like thing on-chain right now? Probably no. Like they can just create like on Internet Exchange right now. So I think there's a lot of things that we can do to abstract this like barrier to entry. And the second one is that I think like over the past cycle, there's a lot of infrastructures that are being built into the chain. But then what's the next consumer app that is going to bring people to the chain? So we have to find that reason for them to come. Whether that's gonna be like for entertainment purpose, it's okay. But then like we have all the infrastructure that is being ready already. So what's the next consumer app? That's the thing that I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Might come from someone in this room.
Yeah, so well, you front ran all my answers.
From the same country.
Yeah, should have taken this first, but anyways, yeah. So yeah, just I think another interesting perspective would be to touch on more on the builder side. I think abstraction is obviously one of the key things, but also being able to correct a lot of the misconceptions that people has about building on chain or being a Web3 builder. That's also one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to onboarding new people, right? Especially when we work with students. When we go and work with these local Thai universities, people will think like, hey, if I want to go into Web3, what are the available career paths? Which companies can I work into? Because frankly speaking, you don't just have founders, right? You also have people who are more entrepreneurs, people who want to innovate within companies, but they might not want to take on the responsibility of being a founder themselves. So we do need places for people like that. We do need to support talent. We do need to have all this infrastructure in place and get them more educated about what's out there, what they can actually progress into, like on all the progression paths, whether you're a marketer, whether you're a growth person, like how do you actually progress yourselves from one place to another. I think that's one of the key things we need to tackle that issue. Otherwise, let's say if you're a university student coming into your freshman year, right, you're thinking about, hey, do I go into Web3, do I go into AI, or do we go into just a traditional tech? Web3 is still, like, to be honest, like a black box for those who are outside on the outside, they don't actually understand what we are actually doing. So I think it's about trying to get education to them, bring all this information, say, hey, here's all these things that you can actually do. If you're a creator, as Jesse touched on, you can actually deliberate about all these constraints that you're constrained by the Web2 platforms. We need to get this education out there.
Can you share a little bit more about like how you've been doing it with Symmetry, and maybe introduce like a Symmetry?
Oh yeah, sure. Sorry, I forgot to touch on that. So yeah, so Symmetry is basically we do ecosystem building. So we help chains like Base to onboard more users and builders. So on the user side, we do a lot of education. We help bring users on. So we do a lot of educational resources, as well as on the builder side, where we help to host more online, online offline meetups, like the Base Thailand meetup we just did last month, and also a lot of hackathons, incubation, basically things to help support these builders along the same line, because we do see that for a journey of a builder, we do need a clear progression path, similar to, let's say, you work in a company, right? You want to see that path of progression, to how do we actually progress from an analyst to a manager to potentially a director. We want to set up that sort of pathways for founder as well. We see, hey, if you are a founder from Thailand or whether you're a founder from Southeast Asia, how do we actually support you? How do you get from A to B? This is the sort of the steps that they actually had to take, and will be all there throughout their journey.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, I cannot speak representing the Southeast Asia for sure, but the perspective from Indonesia is that I think there is a huge opportunity in Indonesia, since we have a lot of population. We have like almost 300 million population in Indonesia, and 50% of them are unbanked person. So they don't have any exposure to the banks. So that's why I think on-chain activities, anything related with blockchain will be a very good market fit in Indonesia. But the very big hurdle in Indonesia is like people is so used to with the Web2 ecosystem, and then there is no great success story in Indonesia yet about like successful project or founders coming from Indonesia. So that's why I'm very like appreciate what Base already do in Southeast Asia and in Indonesia, specifically doing the hackathon, Buildathon, and we need more like people like JC coming to Indonesia like, to motivate people to like tell them what is the value that blockchain, Ethereum, Base trying to do in the world, for the world, and for Southeast Asia, for Indonesia, for specific. Yeah.
I want to do a time check actually before we move forward with the questions. Do we have time for one more? Yeah. What is, okay, I need to choose my question. What is one thing you're excited to see next year? If you need to pick one thing in this space.
Any takers? I haven't thought of my answer yet, so
I think for next year, it's payments. Yeah, in Web3 space, since like a lot of people that maybe just know about crypto currently like enjoy a huge profit from crypto from the latest bull run. So eventually they need some way to like either take profit or enjoy the profitability. So eventually they need to spend something. It can be either directly from the ETH or from any coins, tokens that they have, that they hold, or they can convert it to stable coins and spend it online, on-chain directly to all the merchants.
I guess what I'm most excited about is South Asia as a region. Like, to be honest, like when I was first came into crypto about 2020, I think Southeast Asia, or even for the last part of last year, like the region itself was sort of a black box when it comes to like Westerners or other people who are outside the region. And right now the spotlight is not only on Thailand, Indonesia, Vietnam, Singapore, but also the entire region as a whole. So that's what I'm most excited about. I'm excited on what the potential that we could bring to the table, to the global scene, and how we can actually showcase the local bureaus, the local markets. How do we get all these like global founders, like these two gentlemen sitting right next to me, to get into the global stage, to showcase what's best, like what we are made of. But yeah, I'm very excited.
mention something more about payments ecosystem in Indonesia. So if I may explain about the current payment ecosystem in Indonesia. So we used to have so many e-wallet in Indonesia. Let's say GoPay, OVO, but eventually, like few years ago, the government, the central bank, trying to consolidate everyone into only one application. It's called QRIS, which is a QR Indonesian standard. So everyone enforced to use this same payment system, and the company charged the whole population of Indonesia 0.7% of fee for any transactions happen in Indonesia. So I think this is something that we need to change. That's basically the spirit of on-chain blockchain in general, because I believe this is something that unfair and we need to improve as soon as possible.
I think my answer is going to be a bit different. So I think I'll take the hat off like SCBTNX, but then rather a builder myself. So I think like ever since I was young, I'm a fan of like the consumer apps, like I mentioned. And I think one of the things that I am very interested in is the creator economy. So basically that we can see that there's so many platforms doing the creator economy, right? Like from NFT marketplace to like Fossil5, Friendtech, and Farcaster, and many more. But then I think like there's so much more that is to come in terms of like who's going to build the next this big creator economy platform, and it's going to be very interesting since that, like I mentioned, we have the infrastructure ready, but then who's going to tackle this problem or basically create new paradigms of like new way that people can interact with this consumer app. So I think that's what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
There's so much to still discuss. Like for example, like in like what sense like do you want to see, like because like social apps is not gonna look the same like as like Instagram or Facebook that we see for the past like 15 years. It's gonna look very different. So I'm very excited about that as well. I think we run out of time, and thank you so much for all of your insights and your time, and very excited for what we'll be building together next year.
Thank you.
And next, I'm gonna invite Tom back on the stage to share our Buildathon winners with us.
Great to hear. Let's give a round of applause for Mind and the builders that we just heard from. All right, so we're gonna do a quick turnover here, quick stage refresh, and then we'll get into our Buildathon winners. Very good, very good. How's everybody doing? Good. Refreshments? Refreshments? If you can hear me in the back, say Ethereum. If you can hear me in the front, say Ethereum. All right. Everybody say Ethereum. That's right. Feeling very inspired after this day one of DevCon with the amazing builder energy that we're hearing. Very, very cool. All right. You know, I wanted to reflect on something that I believe Nine said on the last panel, mentioning all the different kinds of people that we need to contribute to building, frankly, building software. So I want to do something. I want everybody to raise their hands. Everybody raise your hands. And then you're going to keep them up, and I'm going to have you lower your hands on certain things. So raise your hands. If you are a software engineer or a developer that actually writes code day to day for the app you're building, lower your hands. All right, keep them up otherwise. If you are a product designer that's designing, maybe you're in Figma or FigJam every day for the app you're building, lower your hands. All right, if you're like a product manager type person, writing requirements, interviewing users, tracking metrics, building your product or your app, lower your hand. All right, now I see a decent amount of hands up. Everybody look around. These are the community builders, the growth marketers, the stewards of the community, the ecosystem builders, the BD reps. We need all of you. Y'all are the non-chain builders. On-chain, and very important to what you're building. So I just wanted to shout that out. I thought that was a very nice point from the previous panel. So now what we're going to be doing is getting into our base Southeast Asia Buildathon section. And I'm really excited to share a little bit more about what we've been doing. So as you know, the on-chain summer Buildathon earlier this year was incredible. Thousands of apps were submitted. We gave away over $1 million in prizes to very base builders building. And we had an insight. We were chatting. We just thought the amazing builder energy all around the globe was something that we wanted to take on the road this autumn to meet with builders in person. So from Africa to Latin America to India to Southeast Asia, connecting with amazing builders, and have just been blown away by the solutions that people have been submitting that address real world challenges on chain. Really good stuff. As we get in here, I'd like to get a round of applause. So everybody shout out to our co-presenters for the Base Southeast Asia Buildathon. Without them, we wouldn't be here tonight. Thank you. And of course, many, many more faces that didn't fit on this screen. Base Southeast Asian builders, another round of applause. Without here, we're so grateful to be building with you. Without you, we wouldn't be here building. It's all about the builders, that's right. So to share a little bit more about the structure of the Buildathon and then get into the finalists that have been selected by the judges, for each of these 4 Buildathons, we put up 30 ETH at least in prizes because it's only ever more, never less. 25 of which would be evenly split between the projects that the judges selected, and the remaining 5 ETH to be split proportionally according to the community voting for the DevFolio platform. And one more thing that I want to shout out before we get to our winners is Denver is in the house from DevFolio, who we met up with Bangalore. Denver, if you can see me, raise your hand, and everybody give Denver of DevFolio a big round of applause. One more. All right, you're going to be clapping a lot over the next 10 minutes, so get used to it. Nice. Without whom we wouldn't have been successful with the Buildathon, to be sure. So, without further ado, drum roll, please. And our winning projects. Big round of applause for the Base Southeast Asia winners. Thank you for entering. All right, now we're going to go through each one of them and just talk a little bit about, and then invite the builder up to the stage to share what inspired them to build their project. All right. So first up is Cube. Is the builder of Cube here up? This is a QR-based payment solution to onboard merchants on-chain in Singapore. And there's a scannable QR code. There's a scannable QR code. I implore you to scan. All right. Next up, we have AgroFund for building a decentralized lending platform for farmers to plant their seeds, water their seeds, take their crops to market. Is the builder of AgroFund in the audience here tonight? Scan this QR code, very base project. Big round of applause for AgroFund. Moving on to Base Chula students. Bringing students on-chain in Thailand because Base is for everyone. Is the builder of Base Chula students, is the team here in the audience. Come on up on stage. Get him a mic. And hand him a mic. All right, come on up. Tell us what inspired you to build Base Chula students.
I think in Thailand have many parents on the web tool and many area. I see many people go to USA, Australia, Singapore to work. I want to bring the talent, enjoy to work here and ownership here.
Yes.
Then I try to attractive by base student and introduct to on-chain. Then I try to onboard 40 students and to use Coinbase wallet, base name and Coinbase smart wallet to onboarding with on-chain economy. It's the first step that we join on-chain economy, but we will bring more builder to reach to 1 million builders.
Yeah, let's go! Yes, let's go! Thank you so much. And if you are on Warpcast, make sure you tap in on the Base Thai channel with Adamo Stewards along.
Yeah.
Yes, all right. Let's keep it moving. Round of applause for Base Chula students. Up next, we have Autobase, helping industries connect their RPA, their robotic process automation infrastructure. So is the builder of Autobase, check out this UI UX. Is the builder of Autobase in the audience? All right, round of applause. Let's keep it moving. On-Chain Buster. Is the builder team of On-Chain Buster here in the audience tonight?
Yeah, get up there!
Get on up. Come on up on stage. Look at this UX. Look at this UI, modular kind of block based. All right, share a little bit about what inspired you to build On-Chain Buster.
Okay, so On-Chain Buster is like our project, and we take inspiration from the based on-chain scoring. And during exploring the on-chain scoring, I learned something that the user they come from they want to onboard Base, but there are many other users from other blockchains who want to try our Base as well, but they haven't got a chance to know like what is their reference, or like there are so many opportunities on Base. So that is why we decided to build that kind of like on-chain personnel scoring, so that the user can know that they are like the NFT collector or like the DeFi into a CSs. And then from that they can choose their most favorite app to try on Base. So it will like make those learning curve of the Base ecosystem a little bit like easier. Yeah, so that is like the whole story behind that.
Nice. More than just your on-chain footprint. Thank you very much. Another round of applause for On-Chain Buster. All right, so up next, we'll keep it moving. Magnify Cash is the team for Magnify Cash, enabling people to lend tokens against any token against any NFT. Scan this QR code, people. Come on up on stage and share what inspired you to build Magnify Cash.
Yeah, so we built Magnify Cash. We made it decentralized, so anyone could take any loans, borrow anything on chain with the asset. And guess what? For this hackathon, what our goal was is to empower emerging markets. How we did that? We use base names. They are cheap, right? Less than $1. Transactions, less than a cent. And you can take out $1 loans, all right? Yeah. With less than 1 cent, and get out loans even below $1. And that's how we're empowering emerging markets during this hackathon. And guess what? We are launching something bigger. We are bringing our entire web app process even easier, even better to the Telegram. So you don't even need to access this web app page, right? Go to Telegram and you can get a loan. And guess what? We are doing World ID all on Base with your Coinbase wallet. So make sure you guys check us out on Twitter. We are launching something big in an hour's time. Thank you so much and have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.
Nice. That's very Base, and shout out to their integration with base names. It is often less than $1. I also want to say there's many ways to get one free. So if you go to check the base names now, go to base.org/names. Many different ways to get your base name sponsored, and including if you checked in here tonight and got an NFT at the door, free base name. That's right, go claim one. Another round of applause for Magnify Cash. Right into Stream Fund. Is the builder team here from Stream Fund in attendance tonight? We'd love to have you on stage to share more. This is about creating deeper connections between creators and their fans. Stream, engage, earn. See that nice controller here? You know, fun first type experience that we're a big fan of. Stream Fund. All right. Up next, Local Coins for building a decentralized peer-to-peer marketplace to allow users to exchange crypto for fiat. Is the builder team of Local Coins in attendance tonight? All right. Local Coins, all right. Come up, get a mic. Share with the audience what inspired you to build Local Coins.
So technically, it inspired me to build this kind of dApp is a seamless on and off ramp platform. Technically, the only way that we can access the crypto space is through centralized exchanges, right? So some exchanges is really tedious on onboarding users. So we want to build a dApp where users could just connect their wallet and connect directly on chain and buy any tokens on that chain. So we want the onboarding process and the buying and selling of crypto seamless as possible. Thank you.
Nice. Very based. Another round of applause for Local Coins. We, connect the dots with Jesse's words about local currency stablecoins. Very impactful and a well-named project, I might say. Simple and clear, which I'm always a fan of. All right, we'll keep it moving to KaiVest. Is the builder team from KaiVest here? Round of applause, KaiVest. Round of applause for helping consolidate trading data. I love this UI UX. I love that. Scan that QR code if you want to tap in on KaiVest. Is the builder team here for KaiVest? All right. Very nice. On-Chain Scholar up next. Round of applause for On-Chain Scholar. Work your muscles, clap. Providing funding and access to education with a trustless escrow account type approach. So is the builder team from On-Chain Scholar in attendance tonight? Get a mic and share what inspired you to build it. Nice, come on stage. Yeah, there you go.
Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. So I'm Rick from On-Chain Scholar. So the motivation to build On-Chain Scholar was just to bring the process of funding people in Indonesia to get tertiary education, because we want to bring back the powers of the community. Because there are many issues currently with like this kind of funding. For example, mismanagement of the funds. Maybe there's like a falsifying of documents and all these problems. So this platform will allow you to safely crowdfund both for the funders and the ones who receive the funding via technologies like Ethereum attestation service, bringing the user experience with smart wallets, base names, and yeah, so a lot of technologies we leverage to make the experience easy for everybody and also safe and trusted.
Thank you so much. Another round of applause for On-Chain Scholar. And uses on-chain attestations. Very important. That is a primitive we're thinking a lot about. Build on top of. All right. Round of applause for White Blue Swap, providing access to funding. Again, an escrow theme in tonight's Buildathon. Is the builder team or any of the builders on White Blue Swap in attendance? All right. Round of applause for White Blue Swap. We'll keep it moving. Very base though. All right. Rounding out, we have Coinbase Smart Wallet. Smart Passport. Check that. Built on top of the Smart Wallet is the builder team from Coinbase Smart Passport in attendance tonight. All right. So this is all about enabling, kind of aggregating various identity platforms with base names at the center and enabling cross-chain, cross-asset purchase and subscription and renewal. That's pretty base. So share with us what inspired you to build this.
First of all, thank you for the Coinbase for coming today. And our project enhances Coinbase with smart wallet by integrating with the various identifier platforms, including InS, Coinbase KYC, and as well as the social account like Twitter, and Discord, and GitHub. This integration makes onboarding easier and boosts the Coinbase smart wallet decentralized and data to verify convertibility of particular smart wallet. Thank you.
Thank you. That was a very thoughtful thing to share. Thank you for that. I think that might have been the best acceptance speech that we heard. Written. I like it. Another round of applause for all the Buildathon winners. Let's get a congrats for everybody. Our big round of applause. And you know, truly, if you participated, you're still a winner. You know, everybody that's building on Base is participating to the global on-chain economy we're building here. And for those of you that followed along with the on-chain summer Buildathon, I'm sure you'll know that there is no one that is not receiving something if you built on-chain or you stewarded the community to come on-chain. And so stay tuned, you know, DevFolio will at least be dropping you an NFT. There's the community voting, which is going to split 5 ETH between all the projects, and then maybe something more, I don't know, stay tuned. Yeah. And you know, one final shout out as we're talking about all the winners. I want to shout out Will Binns to my left here. Will Binns to my left here, builder community extraordinaire. Very, very instrumental partnering with Denver, Sarah, and the rest of our team to make an amazing Buildathon from on-chain summer to Base around the world, and I'm sure beyond that. So that's amazing. And one thing that I wanted to shout out, so all of you have been meeting us, have been checking in. I'm sure you've seen this landing page with the 5 big green buttons. That's about getting funding. It's about getting marketing support. It's about getting technical support. It's about applying for a role. As you know, our great Base hiring team is there hiring. So tap in on that. If you want to go deeper, there's base.org/get started. And again, one more round of applause for the Base Southeast Asia builders. I'll hand it back to Jesse to take us home.
Wow, that was incredible. Let's give it up one more time for all the incredible builders. I don't have much to say other than just a huge thank you for all of you being here, taking time out of your Tuesday night, flying in from other countries, and believing in this world that we're building together. I said it earlier, but I'll say it again. This work is not something that we can do alone. And it's not work that's going to be easy. It's not work that's going to end next year. This is the work that we're going to be doing for the rest of our lives. And when we look back 10 years or 20 years or 30 years or 50 years or 100 years from now, we're going to think back to this moment. We're going to think back to moments like this.
whereas a small number of builders who were here at the beginning and saw the future and saw a better future for the world and then committed themselves to building it. And that is all of you. It's all of you who are working nights, who are working weekends, who are working hard to bring about a future that not everyone else sees, but that all of us understand. And so if I could leave you with one thing, it is don't stop building. It's still day one. It's going to be hard. You're going to run into challenges. You're going to stop believing in yourself for moments. And in those moments, I hope you go on Twitter, you go on Warpcast, you go on Telegram, and you reach out to other builders. Because when you are down, we will lift you up. Because we are stronger together, and the only way we are going to build this future is if we do it together. So keep building, stay based, and have an awesome night. Thanks, everybody! And if you are a winner of the Buildathon and you are in the room, come on up so we can do a big picture. Yeah, let's go.